Hey VC, this is Carlos from As the Table Turns. I wanted to come on here again and do another of my vocalist series, episode things. I don't know what it is, but anyway, let's start. I have ties for 5th and 4th on this. I just couldn't decide. This might be a little too loud. Yeah, so the one we're listening to right now, James Brown, I feel like I do this, and I feel like other people do this, to kind of lock him in a box of being more funk soul rather than just soul. But songs like Try Me and Please, 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 those kind of soul, late 50s, early 60s, more soul-based slow songs, and even songs like this that are playing right now. But I Feel Good. Yeah, I feel like he's a very soulful singer, has that raspiness. This is also one thing, before I keep going, I was trying to ask myself and could not really define what does soulful mean. What is a soul singer? What is the best soul singer? What does that mean? And I don't know how to define it. I don't know what it means. I asked my wife. She said that she thought it was authenticity. And I said that's part of it, and I think that is like a root base part of what a soul singer needs is authenticity. But I think that's also rooted in the blues, which is what soul music is rooted from. And so, yeah, I would say that authenticity is definitely part of it. I would say there's a lot of soul singers that are more from the gut, kind of soul singers. Then there's also soul singers that I think have a little bit different personality to their voice. And I think this is kind of where this top 5 or top 7 in my case here differs from my previous list of purist singers, and I feel like in soul you put your soul, you put your character into that voice, right? And so kind of almost the antithesis of what the other one was. In this, you want to be iconic, you want to be different, you want to be separate, you want to kind of separate yourself out and put your character more and more into it, right? But still, I don't know what, and in that, there's so many different people, it's hard to define what soul is, right? What soul vocalists, what defines that, and how do you pick the best if you don't even know how to define it? So I don't even know. This is just a list of, I guess, singers I like. Anyway, we're going to go on to our next one. Tied for 5th is Al Green. His voice, once again, I don't know what necessarily to say about him. Obviously he grew up in the church, was a preacher. Definitely that's a part of it, that gospel feel. And he has that. Al Green, don't really know what else to say about him. Love his voice, very iconic voice. My brother was like, that's definitely something I would say about Al Green, is iconic voice. But I think you could say that once again about all these people at the top. And because if they weren't, they just kind of get lost in the weeds with the rest of the soul singers, right? So they kind of have to make themselves stand out. So we're at number 4 here. There's a tie at number 4 with Aretha Franklin. This is where you get in that kind of gut bucket, how they talk about blues, music and early jazz music, kind of that gut bucket jazz, that gut bucket playing, that gut bucket feel. It comes from within, from the belly, and definitely Aretha Franklin is that. Definitely feel like it comes from someplace deep within with her. And also this next person, Otis Redding. Once again, that raspy, yeah, that once again, just from the gut, you know, singing. But all these people just have those different kind of characteristics about their voice that make them them and set them apart. But yeah, definitely. This is kind of where it strays away from me, and then it's kind of hard to define what that is this next person. Because I don't feel like it's Gut Bucket. I don't feel like, although I think that he can sing like that, and I'm pretty sure that he does in some songs, but that is Marvin Gaye. Very smooth, very silky, very, has a tiny little bit of rasp. I feel like just, he has this way of singing that has just this little bit of something in it, this texture to it. That is very specific to him, and but once again, I don't think that you can necessarily, you can't say that it's like Gut Bucket, you know, singing. There's something about it that it is very soulful, but it doesn't come from that other part of it. So this is kind of the other part of the spectrum of soul music and soulful singing. This next one, that was number 3. This is number 2, Bill Withers. Yeah, amazing voice. Yeah. Once again, kind of a raspiness to his voice, I believe. But also just this gruffness. He has a bit of a gruffness, and so does Otis. But yeah, kind of a gruffness to his voice. You know, can sing those kind of more high-pitched songs, not high-pitched songs, but higher-pitched songs, and then is able to go, you know, really low and sing those more gruff songs, not really knowing what songs to pick out necessarily that are that, but you know, Ain't No Sunshine, you know, that starts out very deep, you know, Ain't No Sunshine, but then you have Lovely Day, you know, a lovely day, you know, very, I don't really know what I'm saying in that, but but yeah, anyway, very different, very iconic voice. Once again, sets him apart from others, and you know Bill Withers when you hear him. But yeah, he's my number 2. I feel like this number 1, he has everything that all the past people before that I mentioned had or have, and that is Ray Charles. I feel like he is all of those things. He has an iconic voice. He can sing that down low, Gut Bucket kind of soul singing. But then he also has this very, he can be very light with his voice, very smooth and almost playing the top of something with his voice, right? Putting little accents in there and stuff like that. I feel like he's really good at that. Yeah. So Ray Charles, I feel like, is number 1 soul singer in my book. Plus, amazing piano player and musician all the way around. So that's my list. Yeah. Tell me your list. You know, this can be a thread. You guys can, you know, start and make your own videos. I'm not going to put that in a thing, you know, that it is a thread, but definitely, what are your top 5 soul singers? Anyway, I will come back to you with more of these. Thank you so much. Bye.